call Mrs. Ose, stop licking your lips. She's married.
You are very naughty.
I'm clapping for you already.
Thank you. Don't mind him. He's naughty.
Unfortunately, too, she came at a time when we do not have a full house. I wished we were much.
No, it doesn't matter.
There's a reason for that.
You see, she didn't come to lecture. That's why she sat down to discuss with us. So please enjoy her and make sure you take your time to come.
Good morning. Good morning. My name is Ope. Don't mind him. I'm the sales manager for GTEX Homes. Today we're not going to be doing the regular. We're going to be talking. Today we're going to be talking.
Please, play around for 2 minutes. So I'll go on soon. Go live on soon.
Oh, okay. We're going to be talking. Like I said, I'm Opemi Poluto. I use a compound name. My husband's name is Ojo, so I use Loto Ojo. So we're going to be introducing ourselves, and we're going to be talking about real estate. I don't know it all, so we're going to be interacting. I'm Yoruba, by the way. I'm sure you know that.
No, you don't look like we were an Igbo woman.
I am it, and why we're not selling, or why we should sell. It goes beyond why I need to sell. It's about, do you want to sell? I'm not as good as he said, but I have passion for money. That's my drive. I love money, and anything that gives me money legally, I go after it. I make every single penny with my hands, not minding the fact that I married a man who can afford it. So it's about money. So, like I said, we'll be talking about real estate. So pending the time it goes on Zoom, I'm going to share a few of my own experience. When I joined GTEX Homes, I'm barely 7 months now. Yes, and I've gotten promoted 3 times. So I joined as a customer relationship service person. And after a month, I got promoted to GTEX farm manager. After a while, I did a few basics and I handed it over to someone else, and I was brought back to customer relationship. So now we got a tune of name, customer fulfillment unit. So where we get to clean up all the messes that we've met in that unit as per client. Now, like 2 months ago, I got promoted to the team lead. Now, at that time, people were not selling. So it's more like, don't you like money? I love money. Don't you love money? Trust me, it feels good. Buying something in your name, what you worked for, right? So we had to start selling, because at that time, nobody was selling. So after like a month, I got promoted to the sales manager. I don't just want to build a house. I want to build a mansion that I can call in my name. It's relative. I can tell you I need money to just send my child to school, where she puts past tense into past participle. Oh, na school, oh my brother.
Jealousy.
So you have to look at it in your head. It is not spiritual, it is not wishful thinking. It's about what you want. You say, whatever it is you say into my ears is that which I will do. What do you need money for? So I'm asking again.
Yeah, of course, what I just gave now is just a kind of a brief, you understand? Because I have my projections and so many other things, and that's the more reason why I come down to GTEX Homes. So I believe what I should be able to get money according to my ability. Understand? So there's no limit to amounts I can make, understand, as we get commissions and
okay.
some other things. So of course I should be in the page of getting salary, but I don't believe in that. So I believe in building wealth. Understand? So for my generation of born, and that is the first thing, understand, because of course I know a lot of people look up to me. And that is my motivation, you understand? So, and I don't want to disappoint them.
I like that.
So,
Okay.
That's the reason why I'm pushing money.
What do you need money for, sir?
What I need money for, there are lots. And one is, I want to set up a foundation that kids are for the less privileged. Not just less privileged, to support those that have dreams. You know when they tell you money stops nothing, that's what is the goal of empire, where generations will come and say truly, I existed. And be a landmark for them to be able to explore. When you know you left a legacy like so, some people get a part of the Rockefeller. When people will say no, even after 100 years, it's still existing. Then we see this every time. And also to ensure, you need to family up, because it's not as good as family.
Yeah.
As well, to make a difference in the world, where they can point to 3 people in the world and understand it. Not because you're African, but because of the fact that you're truly achieving.
You matter.
So it's deep. I can't really see everything else together.
It's deep. Okay. What do you need money for?
In fact, how we start now, we have somewhere heading to.
True.
No competition.
No, none at all. None at all. What do you need money for?
My short term of needing money. Right now, after checking into this program and the bundle of joy that came to my life, I would love to have money to build at least like 40 units of each bungalow or terrace or something. Just for even if I can save it in the next 10 years, but it will give me kind of rest of mind as
something to fall back on. Nice. What do you need money for?
I needed money. One, not to be comfortable in life. Then secondly, I want to see myself as a philanthropist. And that's to be of help to people. Not just making up the money at the end of the day. Not even, I see what Dr. Akita is doing. Just want like channel myself towards that direction as well, to have all the money, help people that are in need of money. But I love money. I make money and I still want to make more money.
Nice.
I make money in real estate and I still want to make money.
Nice. I like that. I like that. Okay. Every single thing we said, we can actually get it from real estate. This is what we all know. It's not rocket science. We can get it in real estate. I met a man. His name is Mr. Paul. I name him Paul Sapphire. That's the first property he bought from me. Now, for every single property I sell, I pray for you. Why? It's a win-win thing. I give you something, you give me something in return. Now, most of my clients, I used to pray that any of my clients, they are always in diaspora. You know why? Because they need this property. Someone once said, the only way you can own a piece of Nigeria is own a piece of property. Now that man keeps buying and he keeps buying. He pays for Sapphire, now he's talking about Burial 2. Now he finished paying for Burial 2, he's talking about Jasper. Now when he's done paying for Jasper, he's talking about Sadius. It keeps coming and coming. And I asked him, what do you want to use this property for? He said, where my children can tell me, Daddy, you did something. That is real estate. Unmindful of how humongous your desires are, real estate can get you there.
Sure.
It can give it to you, even beyond. I met a man. His name is Mr. Oliver. Why this guy says I use jazz? Yes, of course, I use Jesus' jazz. Yes, it shakes me.
I can tell you what you use right now.
Oh, really? What do I use?
The way you speak.
Oh, really? Okay.
I know just that the passion.
Okay. I use that jazz. It has always worked for me and it will continue working for me. right? And now we got talking. GTEX Homes wants to run down people, more like tell them, like, what's that language? Shortlist staff. Okay, I have team of 11, yes. Now what do? I have to take the lead. So I called this man. Sir, do you have anybody who wants to buy property? And he tells me, he said, I want to buy that property. And I'm like, okay, that's not why I called you. He said, okay, that property that you want me to bring somebody for, let me buy it. I was stunned because I wasn't calling him for the commission. I was calling him just so I can sell. Like I said, if I have to step foot here, you people will sell. Look at me in the face and you remember this day. It's spiritual. Now I call him and I tell him, okay, sir, not because of the commission. They know me in GTEX Homes. I collect salary every week. Now so, for commission. I just collect the money. I need them. Let it stay there and let it be breathing. Do you understand? So I call him and I tell him, sir, do you have somebody? And he says, okay, let me buy that property. And I'm like, okay, this is the property. Shall you buy it? And guess what? He bought it. After I finished buying, I'm like, okay, I don't understand. I don't need that property where I buy for your hand, though. Why did I buy that property? And I'm like, I don't understand. As in, you were the one that offered to buy this thing. I did not lure you. You said you wanted to say, hey, I'm not regretting it, but I did not know when I transferred that money. I did not know what happened. I'm like, sir, do you need the property or not? He said, I can't pinpoint on why I need that property now. So I started painting a picture. I started painting and started relating. And I was like, okay, man, buy another one. I'm like, I hope it's not the one you buy another one now. Tell me.
Not on that dress.
I don't get. Do you get? So, each time you want to talk to a client, picture in your head, what do I need this money for? Now, the fact that you knock this door and it doesn't open doesn't mean another door is going to open. Now, you knock on another door, that door might not open. Now, keep knocking, because you know what? Those things you need are not going to crawl away until you get that money. They call me the closer. 2% that I've gotten in GTEX Homes is over 3 million naira in 2 months. Not because I know how to do it all, but because I pray about them. Because I need that money. I need it. I might not be able to say, okay, I need to buy it for shoe or buy this, but I need that money. Too much money is not enough money. Now think about the things you need money for. So if you allow those things to drive you, you won't relent. I've done a few adverts that majority of what I get is outside Nigeria, people that don't even understand my language. Meaning that I did an error in the advert, right? Will I stop? No. I just received another debit alert of, I think $170, I don't remember. And trust me, it didn't yield one thing. Now, would I stop Google advert? I won't stop because I need that money. So, each time that you do an advert and it doesn't yield anything, don't stop. Now, one that would yield is going to submit every single thing that you have lost. Now, sometimes you go to people like the door-to-door marketing. That doesn't work for me. It's phone conversation that works for me. What works for you? There was no such thing as closer's deal at GTEX Homes. I invented it. What are you inventing that works for you? What exactly are you taking your time to think about? Like, okay, what is it going, as in how is it going to be? In less than 2 months, GTEX Homes created a 2% commission for people that are closing. There was no such thing. I invented it because I know that I need to drive my team. I have 11 team. If you decide to go up and 3 of them are down, they will draw you down. I have to drive that team because that is what I'm being paid for. So what works for you? What works for me is that I can sit down here and 3 of you will sell and I'll collect 2% on your head. It has been working for me. Now 10%, maybe in a month I can get 10% like 3. But you see 2%, I will collect it on all of you here. Because I will talk to your clients. I won't just talk to them. I will pray on their head. I don't need to shake a bowl. But I will talk to them. It doesn't mean that every one of them are the ones that you talk to that would yield. But they will call you back. Why? They need that property. I need that money. It's a 50-50 thing. You ain't doing me no favor. It's a 50-50 thing. They need that real estate. So ask yourself, what do you need money for? That's 1. 2, what works for you? Don't stop because this one didn't yield. Don't stop because this person insulted you. No. Keep driving. Keep asking yourself. Allowing yourself to think about it. I need money for Jacob. Say, Jacob, my second son. I need money for that guy. And immediately you remove that money from, does this thing happen to you? Like maybe you have like a 2 naira in your account and you remove 50 kobo. Your head is thinking, it's remaining 150. My own red card of, maybe I tell you, my account done the right red. If I tell you, to you, it might be your account is blue. No, do you understand? For some people, they'll be like, okay, it's blue. So what is your red card? What is that red card that your bank will tell you and you'll be like, something's happening. Now it keeps driving you. Now if your red card was here before, bring it here. And guess what? My Father is able to do that thing for you. He can. No matter how big that money is that you think, he can't. Funny enough, it will not move him. So whatever that red card is, that blue card is, he can't. So some people, they'll be like, okay, 5,000 naira is their blue card. Suffering day, oh my God. It day. So if maybe your 2 naira is your blue card, and now immediately you remove 50 naira, start hustling. Start running. Sare kaba kaba. So that you can put back that money, not the 50 kobo, but 100 naira. So that by the time you remove another 50 kobo, you will still know there's something will use you. Something will use you. So if you're using God, hold him. Because where the world is going now, me and you don't know. So we need to hustle our game. So that's what real estate can do. Can enlarge your thought, can enlarge your desires. Now that's why I'm here for. That is what I am here for. So I did not come here to lecture us. I just needed to know why we were not selling. Because we're not getting, I've not sold this January. You know why? I'm relaxing. Now January, let them cool off. Come February, we don't do February. Someone was about to buy an acre before I left. And you know why? The person will buy. He needs that land. I need that money. So when Mr. Edward, our process manager, came and he said, okay, what's up with the guy? I said, guy, calm down. Close stabbing, he will pay. Because I need the money. And he needs that property. So write down, I don't know if I will be here next week. Write 5 things you need money for. 5. Don't write it that you want to build a 1 mansion in 4 months. Because that property, if they finish building it in less than 3 months, if it crash, because you know the way construction is, they have to sink in and all. So mindful of how much money you have, the thing has to still, I don't know their terms. So write down 5 things that you know that will drive you. That when you wake up in the morning and you look at that board, You tell yourself, or more, 2 weeks, I never sell. Sometimes I start crying. And I'm crying, and my husband is asking me, what's the problem? I never sell. I'm like, you still sold 2 weeks ago. I don't understand. I need to talk to God. I wasn't crying to him. I was crying to God that I need to sell. That is why I am here. And you know what land does? I used to say that for every single thing that God has made, doesn't go obsolete. The land, the water, the firewood, the people that does cow, the people that sells food, those things are natural. Like the land, nobody created it. Now all these people that do cow, you see all these market women that sells pepper, you'll be stunned. They have land though. Thank you, my brother. They have property, and you'll be stunned. It go shock you. Because they know the value of real estate. And everything God has created does not go obsolete. It doesn't go obsolete. If you're selling land, Yoruba will say, oh, God or Toshi. Toban Tata. Oh, God or Toshi. Oban Tomi. We omita o God or Shongbe. I didn't used to say it. Anyhow. Do you get? So we need to sell. Not for me. Not for GTX homes. Now, eradicate GTX homes. Like I used to tell my staff. There was time they said they were going to downsize. And I had to address them like, take away GTX homes. It's not about GTX homes. It's not about Dr. Stephen Akintayo. Yeah, you might want to use him as your role model. But it's not about them. It's about you. If you ain't got nothing to offer, you're gone. That's just it.
That's all I told you.
It's about you.
I told you just now.
It's not about GTX homes. It's not about me. It's about you. You. That's all. Now, if you realize that me needs something and you're doing it for the sake of me, you won't get that drive. Now, if you need to do something because of you, you'll be shocked that, okay, can I actually run down this fence? Because you know you need to run down that fence, you will run it down. Not because someone told you to run it down, but because you need to. You need to get an identity for yourself. So, 5 things that you know you need money for. Some people it's jewelry. Some people it's school fees. Some people it's glasses. Some people it's clothes. Some people it's to impress others. That's a dead end man. Now, those 5 things, I'm going to do the same thing that I do. The archaic word. Pray on them. Now, it might set March and it doesn't happen in March. Doesn't mean it didn't hear. Doesn't mean that the person you're worshiping doesn't hear. Whoever it is you're worshiping. I worship God. Now, if you're worshiping Ogun, that's there. No. If you're worshiping the devil, you ain't going to do it. It's going to give you something and take something back. Now, if you're worshiping God, that doesn't mean it didn't hear. You heard. So what works for you is what you should do. But the fact is, we need to make that money. And all those 5 things has to be checked. So, I leave you with this word. Each time you talk to a client, don't talk to them because you're desperate for the money. You're desperate to help them because they need that land. If they have 1 land, tell them to buy another one. If they have 2 lands, tell them to buy 3. Now, if they have 3, tell them to buy in the name of their child. If they already bought in the name of their child, tell them to buy in the name of their wife. If they already have a property in the name of their wife, tell them to buy in the name of their brother or their unborn children. As long as they buy. Thank you.
I think you still sit down because they will have questions to ask.
Oh, okay. I don't think
you
have questions.
That just
Get out of here.
So please bombard her with questions. As many as you can. Please.
I'm not serious. I'm sure they don't have questions. Do you have questions?
Bombard her.
They don't have questions. Everything I said is self-explanatory.
Thank you so much for the, I already said it before. Thank you so much for coming to us today. In regards to talking to clients, is it possible that we've gotten prospects, maybe we realize talking to this prospect we might not be able to get the desired results? Is it okay for us to like send you the number?
No, of course.
Let you know?
Of course. Of course.
I was reading a book about it, like if you're a CEO or if you want to sell like a CEO, you cannot talk to the person and get somebody to talk to the person. Like it is possible to get that question.
Of course.
And that's one. And what do you think is the best thing we should use to harm ourselves? Aside from here praying, apart from like here repeat your faith. What do you think is the best thing to harm ourselves when we are going to pitch to somebody?
Know your product. If you don't know it, how can you? I did an interview for a lady recently that just joined my team. And she said, she sells hair product. And I asked her to sell it to me. And guess what? By the time she finished selling, I want to buy. As in, na interview, I want to buy that hair product right there and there because I need it. Other than the fact that I need it, she made me realize that I needed it. Know your product. When you know your product and realize the fact that you're not doing them, they're not doing you a favor. Yes, that's the way it looks. But real estate is a win-win thing. They need that product. They need that land. Now, if you have to take time, yes, most of the time we go for inspection ourselves. But do we take time to do a video? Not with our phones, so like maybe. And if it is phone, yes, there are several times Remy does videos with the phone and it comes out well. Dami used to do, Dami, you know Dami now? Beard Gang. He does videos. He had done video. Okay, there was time I actually won a best marketer and we went shopping. And he did, you know those videos, I'd be like, take away this phone from my face. Take away this phone from my face. And by the time the thing came out, just take away this thing from my face. And I'm like, don't take away the picture from my face. Do you get? So there are ways you can actually edit those videos and join them with pictures and videos of the property. But know your property. Don't just sell the benefits. Sell the features. Do you understand? So know your product. That's just one of the key things. And sometimes somebody might want to buy a property and they don't have the money. Doesn't mean they don't want to buy. We call them raw. I'm sure you are ready, available, and willing. Raw. If they have the money, they might not want to buy from you. Now make them see why they should buy from you. Now they might not have the money and they want to buy. Right? So that's just know your product. That's it. Is that all? Would that be all? So today is not about product knowledge. It's not about. It's just basically making us know that there are reasons why you should sell.
So imagine it's like someone go and you go on a field trip to customers to know them and you get to pick one or two people. What's the best thing to do when you take the contacts? Should you just pitch the idea to them?
Where did you meet them?
Let's say you went out, you went to markets to sell properties to them.
Excuse me.
And they gave you their number and everything. The best thing for you to do, what's the best way to do? Are you meant to build a relationship with them or just send them broadcast out?
Oh, okay.
Island, how far?
What works for me might differ from what works for you. What works for you? You've sold before, right?
No, I'm not.
Oh, you've not sold before. Now ask yourself what works for you. My strength, my own strength, is talking to you like a friend. It works for me every time. Right? That's my strength. So, what works for me, sometimes, like you said, is the way I talk. I can twitch it. I can just twitch it now to broken. And you ain't gonna know I was the one talking like one body. What works for you? That's my strength. So it is what works for you that you will use to come in as an angle. But let's presume the person has money. You start asking the person questions. I can sell you this my shoe right now, and you bring out money from your pocket. So it is what works for you, you have to use. So let's presume that we go on a field trip or I see someone on the road. I start talking to the person. From there, you know if the person has money or not. Now you would There's nobody that says no to money. Exactly. Pitch your job to that person. If the person cannot buy, the person will have somebody that can buy. Now don't look at in this job of ours, there's no room for being stingy. Now, there's no room. So let's presume I get a 10% commission, right? And I meet him and I start talking to him about property and all. Like, okay, sir, what's your name? And he tells me his name and I tell him my name. What do you do? And he tells me what he does. I like close contact, like the eye talks. If you have the mind, tell me no now. Do you get? Now, if you presume, you now see that he doesn't have the money, tell him the job why they do bar. That job, na 10%. Say I sell land 1 million naira. They could give me 100,000 naira. Now, if they give me 100,000 naira from your money, now by that time you already realize that he cannot buy. Now 100,000 naira they will give me from the money where you give me. But now if you say you not get, you don't mind if you get 50,000, I get 50,000. Don't look say the money small low. That 50,000 naira buy go buy these jeans where you wear too. Sharp. So we get a person where you understand where he buy. If you talk to him, you just sit down. Go here, totom. Do you understand? So the person will have somebody that knows somebody that wants to buy land. It's a win-win thing. So if the person cannot buy, let the person give you money, somebody that will buy. Let the person just sit down and receive alert. He cannot say no. It's not possible. He can't say no unless the person's network is a dead end.
Yeah.
And if his network is a dead end, he can start building a new network. All hands are not equal.
Yeah.
Let's presume the person grew up in a ghetto. Start changing it. It's not something you do immediately. That 50,000 naira, funny enough, he might not even use it to buy jeans. He might use it to first go to places where big men they go. Or even touch himself to have clothes to suit into places where big men they go. Do you understand? So if a case whereby you now realize that that man can buy, sell him the reason why he needs to buy land. That's if he doesn't have. Now if he has, give him a reason to buy another one. So that's why I said use your strength. All my clients are not male. So it's still my strength. Some of them are women. So it might be that, okay, maybe male attracts female, right? Which is the normal analysis for human. Female attract male. Some women, you talk to them. Selling is spiritual, like he said, and it's psychology. There's a woman that I actually sold the property to, Sapphire, and we got talking, and she said, where me ofera leyi, me ofera omo money mommy ko won era leyi, and we got talking. Omo mi lo lebi. She said to ti ra le nínú orúkọ àwọn méjèèjì. I've never seen any of my clients in face before, so it's not my face that is even working. I've never seen any of them, but maybe video call or like physically, they are not always around. So I started talking to her. I said, why don't you want to buy in the name of? What she carry? Money said that you want alive. She said no. Ilẹ̀ mélòó náà fi ilẹ̀ fún yín. Ó ní wọ́n fi ilẹ̀ ńlẹ̀ kankan fún wọn. Mo ní ṣe ṣépè fún wọn abẹ́ gbàdúrà fún wọn. She's like, no, me ṣépè fún wọn o, but mi ò gbàdúrà fún wọn. Because there's no property. Nothing. How do I put it? When I look back and I'm like, okay, this is the house. When I was in school, I lost my dad. So, and I didn't have to worry about paying rent. I didn't have to worry about, okay, maybe one landlord or one landlady will come and chase me off the house, right? I had a house that I had to go to. I had a house because my father took a risk, right? So, if a case whereby she herself is thinking back that her father didn't leave a property, are you going to make the same mistake that your father did? And she started seeing reasons. The land that she said before, say it costs. She don't know when she pay finish. It costs, but she buy them. And since then, she has not even worried about where the land is. I mean, she has to say she has her documents and she has one land in the name of her child. So, does that answer your question? Thank you. Would that be all? So let's wait for Pastor Nia. I'm sure Dominic has something to say. So don't forget the 5 things. And please, by this time next week, let us have something to show. Oh, okay. Yes. 090 83 60.
Praise God. Good to see you. Same here, sir. It's early in the good to see you, sir. How is my baby? Oh my God. Praise God. Bless you, sir. Bishop. Very well, sir. Same here, sir. Sir. I greet you, sir. Adeni is my name. Sir. Good to see you, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Bless you, sir. Are we good, sir? Okay. We are back 2021. Happy New Year to everyone. It's so great an honor for me to be here again today. And I do not take you for granted. And I want to appreciate everyone's commitment towards ensuring that this brand becomes a noble brand which is globally recognized. And my prayer for each one is that as God is using you even to make things work in this organization, everything that pertains to you also shall work in Jesus' name. Amen. All right. Without wasting much time, you've seen the topic already. Somebody said, this topic is hot. You know, ever since I started taking this topic, I've never taken 20% of it. I don't finish it because there is a skill attached to how this thing is done, actually. One thing I desire to see is to just have just a part of me that can make you be able to sell truly highs to an Eskimo. You know, it takes deep knowledge, it takes deep understanding, but not without grace. So, the word of life, the word of God says, for the horse is prepared against the day of battle, but safety is only guaranteed by God. So you can have one of the best horses, you can have the best rider, you can have the best pitch for a polo competition. But the only person that assures safety and that you will win is Jehovah. You see some people, they are just 5 way into the match. And maybe they say, "Poh!" Somebody who have prepared, who have done this, done that, best Jesse, best this, best that. 5 minutes. I think don't lele. So, you can, what that translates into sales is this: you can be very good, actually, best grammar. In fact, attended Harvard, Yale, or you even went to Covenant in Nigeria. But what assures your success is the help of God. So these principles, these laws, these skills are useful, but please don't forget the place of the capital G. Anywhere you see it, it means a lot. That means you have to check twice. So I have to use this as a background for you to know that in as much as I desire that you possess all the skills, don't take away the source. Resources is good, but not without the source. Resources is good, but not without the source. You see some places that you get into as a salesman, the first thing they tell you is, "Excuse me, sir, I'd like to meet you. There is something about you." Now, I remember the time that somebody I reversed so much was in an airplane, And as he passed by the host and the hostesses, just to go to his seat in the economy class side, and someone said, "Excuse me, sir, sorry, who are you?" I said, "Who am I? I'm just one of your passengers." No, they said, "There's more to that. When you passed, I felt something." Okay? I said, I'm just a child of God, nothing more. Said, you are not just. Please, sir, if you don't mind, can I change your seat? And they brought him to the business class. Immediately they upgraded him there. So there is something you carry that exudes grace, that exudes what cannot be explained, such that when you try to pitch, they must buy what you are selling. So that's the level. I'm not just here. GTEx has not just brought me to teach you how to sell. But there is a dimension that you enter that goes beyond opening your mouth to talk. That is concluding the sales in the wilderness before going to the city. So it's not just when you get there, say, Waguchi. Maybe it's because of my background in the faith. There was a time that my father in the faith was saying something that people were seeing a signage of a part of the church, and it was turned into something else in front of them. So when they see the signage, they are seeing something else and not what the church wrote there. So you can be good, handsome, beautiful, filled with skills. But what about the dimension you don't have control over that people are saying? And they say, I don't just want to talk to you. I don't know why. But that one, let him come. So that is the dimension I want us to operate with, starting the year 2021. So if I say by the help of God, I sold A or I sold B, don't look at me that I'm good. I'm not good. There's nothing about me other than in God. So that's why from time to time, I always say this, that Lord, anything I'll do that will make you turn your back against me, please let me not do it. Because once I'm out of you, it's like a fish out of water. It is valueless. Very nice fish that can swim and just play some stunts in the water. You don't you don't get what I'm saying, sir. It is more than learning how to sell. It is going into the one that makes to sell, that makes sellable. You just get there, they say, how much is everything you carry? I want to buy all and pay you now. How much is everything you carry? Someone told me at a time, they said, you know what? I don't, just close this presentation slide. I don't want to see it. How much are you selling it? I don't want to see it. I'm buying into you, not what you are carrying, not what you have on the paper or on your presentation slide. How much is this thing? And I told him, say, you know what? I'll give you 50% now. So when you deliver to a certain point, I'll give you the balance. So, and the 50% is 50%. And when I say 50%, it's 50%. It's not 50 naira. You know. So from that time moving forward, I got to realize that there is more to selling than grammar. Take it. If that's the only thing you pick here today, I think I'm good. There's more to selling than bold face. You can have bold face physically and be spiritually weak. Now, what am I saying? I am not saying that you must be a Christian to be able to sell. Don't get me wrong. I'll go back to my favorite quotes. Everybody is using something. If you don't use something, somebody will use it for something. So you either use Jesus or Yeshu. But make sure you pick one. But I will advise you pick Jesus, because that's long lasting. So, in summary, on the foundation, it's the beginning of a new year. Let your foundation be laid in God. There is no grammar to it. Let it be laid in God. If you want to go far, no target is unmeetable for you within 1 quarter. No target is unmeetable. If he says, for I am the Lord that teacheth thee the way to go and the way to profit. I will be the one to teach you which way to go and how you will profit. You don't know that he can tap you and say today, don't go to VI, go to Oyigbo. Just stand at the roadside. I will send somebody to you. You will buy everything you are selling. Now, I remember the time God told someone, after he had one message like this, so he left the service and was going. Now, he knew that expertise had failed him, just as expertise has failed many people today. COVID-19 humbled many nations with all their grammar and their whatever. Anybody. Please pardon my Yoruba. You know, there was a day that my resident pastor, Pastor David Oyedepo Jr., told me, he said, I enjoy you when you minister. But just that Yoruba part, I don't know what to do about it. Because you cut off some people from, the whole world is watching you. I said, man, Binusa. I said, you are speaking Yoruba again. Yeah, there are some things, I just asked that, I'm sorry, sir, but there are some things that there is no English for. He said, like what? Will it be shekere? You are thinking of the English, I mean. You know shekere, sir? Emo shekere. Are you Yoruba, sir? Okay, you are not. Sorry, sir. Shekere. It's a calabash, but they put beads around it that they use to praise God. You have the English, Shabi? Yeah, it's Yoruba. You know, there are some things that you want to sell to someone who is saying that all these things does not matter. You buy land, buy this, buy house, buy what for? You are going to heaven, Oga. You are still here now. You know, when you want to express to him or her that is the one losing, if you say it in English, it may not carry weight. Is if you understand what you are saying, you will not do it tomorrow with today. And he knows. See, when he sit down in the corner, the angels are replaying it in his head. That don't eat tomorrow with today. But it is deeper when it's said in your native dialect that he will pick. And there's a power in it that makes him to be saying, oh God, I don't like what you said the other time. Let me round up with this before we start our slide. I remembered that there was a time I needed a place. And it was for rental. And it was 3 million per year. So I met with the landlord and I said, that should be about 2014. Yes, 2014. So and I said I needed this particular property. And he said that, it's 3 million. The agent has told me already, 3 million. And that it's not taking less than 2 years. So I said, it's fine, sir. At least it's your property. So you have the liberty to put any amount on it. Please, sir, help me check this if it's not cutting my head. Because some people, they will fight me. Well, good. Okay. So, sir, you can be serving the Lord, sitting around it, maybe around there, so that you can, you can sit around there. So be sure that the thing, you'll be looking at the face. I hope we're alive. Sir. It's not me, just be serving the Lord from there. Amen. Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. So, I now told him, I now said, at least it's your property, at least. So you have the right to even call it 3 years or 5 years. But one thing I know is this, sir. I need that house. And I don't have more than 1 year. He said, you must be a joker. I said, I'm not joking. I need it. And I don't have more than 1 year. He said, who are you? I told you my name already. Adeyemi Ade. He said, no, you can't be Adeyemi Ade and be talking that way. I said, I just said, I need your property. You know, there is a kind of confidence you assume that you can't explain. Because you know, once you want it, you must get it. If I need a check from you, sir, you don't get it. If I need a check from you, you will go and borrow from me. And you won't tell me you borrowed. What's most important is the check. So the man said, but I want to take 2 years for my rent. I said, it's fine, sir. I said, but know one thing, sir. It's not a threat, but, with wisdom. I told him, I said, I know that you are an elderly person and you have people like me that you have as children. And I'm sure that you won't want them to go anywhere to ask for a favor and they reject them. So let me be on my way. You can think about it. 1 year and that's it. So I left his house. He walked me out. And as I was going, as I got to the junction, he said, young man, go back here. I said, I hope everything's okay. He said, the words of your mouth are not good. He said 1 year, 3 million. Agency agreement, is for 5% standard. I said, it's not a challenge, sir. I said, but sir, one more thing. He said, what is it? I said, even that 1 year is not complete. The man looked at me and said, you just get bounce, no action. I said, sir, the money is there, but it's not complete. He said, So I said, okay. He said, so what do you want me to do now? Okay, with the connection. Okay, so thank you, sir. So, and I said, okay, you know what? The money is not complete. He said, but you know something? I think I like you. I want to give you the house. How do you want to pay this 1 year? I said, 2 checks, and I'm done. He said, okay. When will you be ready? I said, if you say yes, now, I'll give you the first check. He said, okay. Okay. What's that? I spoke to you. You this tiny, that 2014, I was still slimmer than this. Oh boy. Okay, no problem. I give you the house. So that was how I gave him the first check. And the second check followed. And I told him, I said, anytime you pack out of the house, let me know, I'll come. So, but the summary is this. I needed that house. But I know that ordinary face, eyes, voice cannot take it. It takes God. But nonetheless, there are things that God won't do for you if He knows you can handle it. So there's a place of leaving a word behind every prospect you meet. Oh, I'm not interested. There's a word you must be prepared to live with them. Because that word is the seed that you need to prick their heart when you are no longer there. That's why it's important that make sure you leave your contact with them. They'll call you back. Don't abuse them. Don't fight. But I am saying there is a subtle way of leaving a parting statement with someone that will linger on in their minds that truly this lady is speaking the truth. It's not because of the commission, but God has raised you as a solution giver. Because what you do when you sell real estate is God is helping you to improve the lives of people. There is no way someone who has worked hard for 20 years and does not have what to point to, and God uses you for the person to buy the first half plot or 1 plot. You can't write a story without putting your name there. So we are agents of change. We are agents that God is using to turn the lives of people around, to give them a new song to sing. So don't let anybody talk you down. And so today, they have come again. Only commission. Do you know how many deals I've closed that I told the company to hold the commission? When by His grace, when I became the property mart head in Abuja to pioneer the branch, the company told me I won't be able to earn commission on everything I sell for 2 years because I need to raise people and they do not want me to be distracted. So, and the branch had to move. The first estate we started, in 6 months, it was all gone. The whole estate. Where is the money? Where is the commission? So it's not just about commission, but the value. The lives that God had turned around through that same place, they will never forget. The people that bought into that estate, that they got their land to use, they will never forget. Those who started building, who opened, who started building, who completed their houses before I left Abuja, they will never forget. So we are agents of change. Don't let anyone talk you down. So as we go into the new year, since it's my first time resuming here today for the year, I am telling you, start on a clean slate with God, because there is nothing you can do without Him. John 3:27. For without me, ye can do nothing. A man can receive nothing from anyone except God touches their hearts. So, and we always say, sales is purely spiritual. You don't get it? Sales is spiritual. The money you want to collect from one person, do you know how many companies that want to collect the same money? So there is a competition that you can't see that is taking place in the head of one man you are talking to. So what will give him or her the conviction to be able to say, it is you, sir, I want to go with? You know, that's highly spiritual. Okay, so now that you know this background, how can you now sell to anyone in the world? That you know for sure that they are wearing winter coats in this place, and yet you are the owner of LG shop in that place, selling only deep freezer, and they are doing what? They are wearing winter jacket. Do you think your freezer will sell? It can sell now, depending on what you know. So let's see a few things. I've taken this topic some weeks back. We just look at it. Let's move, sir, with speed. This is 240. Okay. Let's see how fast I can move. So the major question in sales, thank you, sir, is how can I convince someone how great my product is and how to get them to buy it? So there's a need for you to know all you need to know about your product. There's a need for you to know, because like I said, there are competing products. How do you want to tell them it is mine that I want you to get? What are those things you will say that will make them say, truly, I'm going with you? Let's move. Now, the salesperson is a primary differentiator in purchases today, and one of the most valuable skills that a salesperson can have is knowing how to sell anything to anyone. So it means that salespeople have almost complete control of their own destinies. Did you see that? You have a complete control of your destiny. So meaning that if you tell yourself that in this month of February beginning now, what I'm going on with is $1 million, you know it's doable. You just need to set actionable plans. This is the number of people I want to talk to per day. This is where I want to get them each day. Lord, direct my path. But sincerely, I must tell you, to sell takes a lot of hard work. It takes a lot of hard work, and you must be strategic, sir. Very, very strategic. When people are sleeping, that's when you are planning. When people close for the day, that's when you start your day. Because you have the opportunity of defining what your destiny will look like as a salesman. In whatever you are selling, you have an opportunity to be different from others. You need to set a plan in motion. Actionable one. Realistic plans. Okay, I'm doing 100 million in the month of February. How do I get this money? Where is the money? Who are the people with the money? E.g., do you know that the people in charge of COVID-19 tests are with the money right now? You'll be shocked. Those operating laboratories are approved for COVID-19 tests. Money is with them. You don't get it. Are you sleeping? I'm telling you where the money is. Each COVID-19 test goes for 50,400. And not less than 1,000 tests goes on each day in one lab. Because of the numbers of people that flies out of the country each day, because it's a key prerequisite for you to fly. You don't have the certificate, you can't go. So whether you like the lab or you don't like it, you must do it. Now, just let me do small calculation. 50,400 times 1,000. 50,400,000. Thank you, sir. How much is the government getting from it? They get 40%. The lab gets 60%. So from 50,400,000 naira, so 40% of it goes to government. So that's just about 20 million. Yes, sir, about 20 million something. So 30 million something. So you see the reason why laboratory attendant should be your friend now. So you can determine your destiny this way. So here are some rules that can help you sell just anything to anybody. Let's move. Okay, number one, understand your customer's need. Understand your customer's need. It's important for you to know, what do these people really need? It is only when you understand what they need that you can be of solution to their need. You must understand what they need for you to be a solution to their need. I've said it before at another presentation that someone who has 7 members of family, why are you telling him or her to buy a 3-bedroom bungalow? That's not his or her need. They need more than that because of the size of the family. So what do they need? You must know that. Number 2, learn how to sell yourself. Learn how to sell yourself. This is very, very germane. You need to know how to sell yourself. Your name is what? Within a short time, what do you stand for? What do you expect of the person you are talking to? There's a need for you to learn how to build rapport with the people you are meeting. Now, I expect that every salesman must not be a dry person. Now, what do I mean? You must get to a place without being loud, and they must know that a solution has entered. If you need to learn how to speak fluently, you have to, please. Sincerely. You can't, there are some places you get to that, okay, there is someone in my office that by her intonation, a number of companies have tried to poach her, but she refused to go. Because the accent of Baba Ojawo, and the more reason why we also took her, the accent is clean. You know, when you build rapport, you know, and few minutes into your rapport, somebody is eager to stay with you, not just to run away. But however, even if you are speaking and Ijesha is showing in your English, if you have interesting topic, they will wait to listen to you. Do you agree with me? E.g., in most cases, a certain number of people would always want to talk about football because it's something that brings people together globally. And have you observed that there are 2 words, I don't know the third one, that does not have another language? 2 words in the whole world that does not have another language. 2 words. Can somebody help me? 2 words. They don't have any other language. I've given you a clue. Eh? No, football has another language. Sir? Two words. I've given you a clue. Thank you, sir. Number 1, hallelujah. Hallelujah does not have any other language. There remaining one more. Sir? No, even Calabar will say amen. So that one can change it. But the second word, you know it, but you've not thought of it. The second word. Come on. It's a goal. Go. Goal is goal worldwide. Chinese is shouting go. Lebanese is shouting go. American is shouting go. Ijebu go give a go. Was it go Ijebu? There is no goal in Ijebu. The answer may just be different, but goal is goal. So there are topics that when you kick-start it must gain interest. One of it is football, for football lovers. All right, there are people who are interested in cars, automobile. If I don't know you before, I don't need more than 5 minutes with you. Not to sell, but to be a friend first. So you friend before you sell. Don't just jump at somebody and say that come and buy Ibejuleki 20 million. Oh, buy Logun. Kile tola. Edakwada. In Jesus' name. You use something. You know, catch me. Be my friend first. Let's talk. People tend to be comfortable with friends to buy from them rather than from a stranger. Meanwhile, in this context of friendship, it is not that you've known each other for long, but just create a friendly atmosphere. Not something that is pressure. They see your call like this, their heart just caught, that you are one, you want to ask for money. Build a friendly atmosphere first before you sell. Let's move. Number 3, define your buyers. Who are they? Research into them. Who are your buyers? What do you know about them? Somebody had called you at one time or the other. Have you taken your time to go and ask or find out who they are online? Like I said some times ago, I said there are a number of people that when they come for interview, for instance, and I'm privileged to be on the panel, one thing I'm sure of is the moment I see your CV, I know where to go. If I don't find you on Facebook, I should see you on Instagram. If I don't see you on Instagram, you should be on LinkedIn. If you are not, if you are not any of that, you should be on Twitter at least. So if you are not on either of those 4, then there is a problem. Sincerely. Already from that day one, I know that if this one is not sociable, there is no way you can sell. Baba. You can't do it alone. You need people. You need the right click to make it happen. So you must, for those who have neglected, some people are so spiritual to the point that you can't see them on Instagram. And they call it spirituality. Baba, things they change. If you don't change, you'll soon be changed. Before now, I've been an advocate of one-on-one marketing. I just go out the woman and pan. If you are not careful, walk off. Your shoe will cut Bobby. You know Bobby Brown. Oh my God, alignments. They will do with balance. They do alignment. You don't get it. So you need to take it beyond the one-on-one. Take it online. And in doing that, you need to define your buyers. That's where you get them. If you don't get them that way, if you get them on ground or offline, go and research about them. When you are going, you are armed with information about who you are going to meet. All right. There's a point here. Please go back. There's a point here that I want to point out, that you need to become familiar with the characteristics of your target buyers and thoroughly qualify each prospect. And this is called building an ideal buyer's profile. For instance, sponsored hard tools will help you to sieve out a number of things. I want you to start. Have you started work on it, sir? Not yet. You need to, like yesterday. And yes, it will take some dough from you, but you get it back. But introduce someone to you on this. No. I'll give you somebody's contact after this one. So on this particular one, I told him, I said, if you are selling land, for instance, and you want to do sponsored hard, there is a tool that can be used to help you target people who are possible prospect for land buying. Everybody will not see that advert. It is people who are interested. There is a way Google works now that it can sieve out people who should be in need of what you're doing. E.g., someone who has been paying installment for land. Google can dictate the person that this person is always interested in buying land. If you want to sell here, like this Bone Street, do I get it? The Bone Street wig. That's the in thing now for ladies. They can go and take loan from GT or from Rem Money to buy Bone Streets. They don't mind. Like if you want to sell now, if you're a seller of Bone Street, you see that if you want to do a sponsored ad, there's a way Google can help you target people who have used their income, part of their income in the last number of months to buy wig. So those are the people that will see Bone Street. You just be thinking, and I'm saying I want to buy this thing. Why is this thing showing me? You just click a pound. You understand? So for what you are doing, there's a way Google can, but it takes professionals to be able to help you target, if you want to do the sponsored ad, how the kind of tools they will use to target those who should see your ad. So that's it under digital marketing, however. So, but there are people whom we engage to help us do that. Okay? And I think that's part of what GTExt do. Mr. Dominic, there is a digital part of GTExt that does this also. But of course, it comes at a cost. So if you want to put in 20K, expect maybe like to reach out to maybe about 30,000 people or 25 or 20,000 people. But of course, it will be well targeted. So at least it will save you of the waka waka. Yes, sir. Okay, stop. Okay, sir. In the name of Jesus, I open it. Okay, sir. Sister. Thank you, sir. So let's move to the number 4. Number 4. Contribute first, then sell second. Contribute first, then sell second. So not sure where or how you can be of service, ask. Now, let me say this. Always learn to position yourself as an advisor who wants to help rather than a salesperson thirsty to sell. This will make your sales pitch successful. Be thinking of how to give first before receiving. When I say give, ladies, never get me wrong. Never sell your body to any man in the name of trying to buy your real estate product. By virtue of experience, number of years in this trade, I remember so well one of my proteges who actually at a time wanted to sell. In fact, she sold. And those days, when the client wants to take their refund, that the money they have paid, if you want to take their refund back, maybe for one reason or the other, maybe things were not going well again and you want to back out. That time, when real estate was not very popular, they can come to the office and collect their money in cash. So I remember that day, that lady was out of the office, the lady who sold to the man, and the man came behind. Maybe the man don't shout to say she don't dey. Came to the office and said, I bought so estate. Let me check your record. They checked the record. They saw that truly he bought. And he said, for some reasons, the cash flow is not coming well again. I want to take my money back. So they counted his cash and gave him his money. When the relationship officer came, because the man has just paid one installment, the relationship officer came and they said that your client came home and he has collected, and she started crying. Lori Kini, is it your money? Say, I heard the lady say, So say, what happened? What happened now? Say, he came to collect his money. Say, this is not what he told me. This is not what he told he didn't tell you, but now he has told the company. I now called her closer. Abby. So I always tell ladies that, see, any man Who is not worth buying a property in your name on outright basis is not worth considering for any nonsense. Even if you choose to do nonsense, at least you should place some little value on yourself. You don't get what I'm saying? At least if you want to buy a property of 50 million, for instance, and put your name and your surname, and put your passport outright, not installment. You say, no, sir, why not take it to the altar instead of this one? No, let's not do roadside. You have paid my name, my passport. The company has received it, not bounce check. Don't attach the check to the form and say that because of that you want to take me to the Ejo Wale, and the company confirmed, and you collect your commission. Aha. So, sir, what were you saying the other time? Say, sir, instead of all this nonsense, let's take it to the altar. Then I know you mean it. If that will not happen, it's not worth it. Because you must have this understanding first that anybody you are selling to, you are doing them a great deal of favor. As long as it's a genuine property, it's a great deal of favor. They are not doing you a favor. The only thing that comes to you is the service charge, which is called commission in real estate. And it is to remunerate you for the work you have done. At least there is some level of energy you are putting before you got to that level. So it's not worth it. So, what am I saying? Contribute first, then sell second. There are some time, there are some resources, there is an energy that has gone into it before the exchange of the check. So that's your contribution. Some follow-ups have entered. Some contributions. Some people go as far, depending on how friendly you are. Some people go as far as telling you some deep things about themselves in the course of being friends with them. And you give your contribution in the form of an advice. That's why I said, position yourself as an advisor. Be willing to advise them. That's why you need to read more. You need to learn more so that you can be in a position of advice. Someone is saying that, okay, you said I should come and buy this property of 10 million naira, but I saw someone selling theirs for 8 million naira on the same location. What advice do you have to give? Is it don't buy their own? No? Don't buy their own. They are 419. Come and buy our own. No, that's not it. But why must he buy yours and not the 8 million naira one? So you must know the unique features and your unique selling points. Why someone should buy from you and not from the other. Okay, can we move? Okay, number 5. Ask questions and listen. Be curious. Don't just be the only one doing the talk. Let them ask questions. You to ask questions. What is your aim for buying this one plot? What do you think you want to do on it? Is it for residential or for commercial use? Oh, I'm thinking maybe I should put a gas station on 4 plots if I buy from you. The question will be, what you are selling, is it for gas station? You don't get it. There are some people that they are just so targeted, driven about getting the targets met, but they never ask question about what does their customer wants to use the land for. At the end of the day, maybe after 2-3 years, and the man is getting his property, and they give him residential place, and they start moving liquid gas into the estate. They say, for what? You now come and site it beside somebody's house. They are selling gas here. Residential. They say, excuse me, you didn't tell me that I can't buy the place. That's what I had in mind to use the land for. There's a need for you to be curious. Don't just think about the money alone. Think about the customer. Be curious. Ask questions and listen to them. Let's move. Number 6, eat their emotion. Eat their emotion. There's a need for you to get to that point where you eat the emotion of the customer or the prospects. Okay? There's no such thing as a purely rational decision. Like it or not, our emotions color how we process information and how we make decisions. With this in mind, salespeople who appeal solely to their buyers' logic are doing themselves a disservice. According to some sales experts, the following 6 emotions impact on decision making. 1, greed, fear, altruism, envy, pride, shame. Whatever it is, anybody you are talking to will be under the influence of either of these 6 different emotion. Okay, so it could be that they are buying for greed. You know, one of the slides talks about the fact that there's a need for you to understand who you are talking to. Are we good, sir? There's a need for you to understand who we are talking to. You may be buying because of greed. Some people have properties already. It's hot. Oh my God. Okay, because it's charging. So if we still have...
It's not charging, just 47% and going down.
Okay, we can remove it. Yeah, so you must understand them. Why are they buying this thing? They already have a property. Okay, why do you need a second property? If it's greed, you don't need to ask a question that will be against you. You already know that this person is buying because of this reason. Then you eat the person based on that emotion. There are some, the reason why they are telling you no is because of fear. They've been duped before. Emotionally speaking, he doesn't want to talk to anybody about property anymore. He has bought 2 and he fell into wrong hands. That's why he's saying, no, I don't want to talk to anyone. How do you handle such people? That's why you must understand the place of emotional intelligence when you're talking to people. Now, some are saying, for the emotion of altruism. Now, he doesn't mind to buy for his driver or in the name of a child. There are people like that. So you are not selling to them, you are selling them to help you talk to people around them. Emotion, envy. This one is buying. And his friend is saying, Wally, again, you are buying another property. Just switch to him too. I bet you no Mara. Some buy for envy. He just envy his friend. It's just the truth. There are some who will tell others never buy because he's envious of that person. Assurance that if we buy into this thing, we're going to get it and it's going to be useful for us. I said, one thing I'll just say is there's a need for you to see what you are buying. 1. 2, when you see what you are buying, what will make people not to doubt what they see is if there is a proof. When we get to this site we're talking about, you will see people who have started building their own projects. Okay. Sir, we are not interested. It's not I'm not interested. We are not interested. So, and such people who talk that way, in most cases, they are influencers. Whatever they say, they are speaking on behalf of everybody. You know, in every office there are influencers. There are some people that, if they want to buy ordinary gala, they will first dance to Mr. Olu's table and say, Olu, share gala. There are influencers in everywhere you get to. You must identify them. So, when that woman spoke, I knew she was an influencer here because she used the word us. We are not interested. So, I now made a statement. I said, okay, thank you so much, Ma, but I'd just like to tell the general public that I understand the fact that there is a bond in this company, and that's why all of you are here together. But I'd like you to know that when it's 5 p.m., everybody answers their father's name after closing. So whatever you do for yourself and your children yet unborn, and not for the sake of anyone. When you are in the office, you can share the same thing. Share whatever, share the same table, share the same cup, and you used to drink tea. I love you, I like you, and all that. But once it's 5, water will define its level. So think about it. And I left. Oga, come now. Oga, don't do cooperative again. Make I do personal. Some people emotionally, because of envy, they mislead others. There are others. Okay, I think, let me share this again. There's a particular time that two of my Portuguese went to pitch somewhere in Abuja, and something like this similar happened. Somebody said that they should not mind them, that all these people, they have come. And when these guys came down back to the office, they were down. So I told them, I said, don't worry, that woman that spoke, she will come back. They said, I said, don't worry, she will come back. She doesn't want all of your colleagues to buy. And the following day, the moment she got downstairs, these guys ran to my office and said, sir, it's true, she's around. I said, didn't I tell you? Go and attend to her. You know what she said? She said, don't mind those my colleagues, they want to buy property. You know what she already had properties. So she came to buy for her driver and for her daughter. Just give me 2 forms, don't mind them. That's the way some people's mind are. And when you show the around them, they will talk you down. Don't mind you. Meanwhile, you go and do his own. That's why you need to talk less, actually. And you must think, what do I really want for myself? So it has gone beyond just prospecting. You need to leave some seed into the hearts of your prospects. And don't let anybody mislead them. People who are talking to them that don't mind them, don't do this, don't do that. Some of them are landlords and landladies. And they will never allow this one to do. That's why some of them, by the grace of God, I have a number of them, plenty of them, that they now bypass their friends to come and deal with me directly. Not because I've motivated them, but God has used me to open their eyes that this man is deceiving you. Some parents will not ever allow any of their children to do some things that has to do with real estate, because the moment he does it, they won't benefit from it again. He won't be sending some free money to them. God bless one man. He came to seal a deal for his son for a building last week. And the man said, I've told my son he must buy this house. That I went to meet him. He said he's not at home, he's in the hotel. I went to meet him in the hotel. And I said, the matter that brought me to your house, I didn't meet you. Which hotel are you? I'm coming to meet you there. He said he got to the hotel and told the son, he said, you know what? The discussion I came to see you for is a matter of the night, not daytime. Get me a room in this place. A year, you want to call him a year. So the man was showing me the picture he took with the son. He lodged the man and the wife there, and this mother. And he said in the midnight, went to knock the door of his own. Oh yeah, come out. Yes. He will do good in front of me. The man bought the property for the son. When the wala was much on the son, he transferred the outright payment to the baba. Go and buy it. He actually has the money. So it's playing the role of an advisor that can get those kind of baba to trigger something in them to go and convince their children who is refusing to do something meaningful for what they are earning. The guy bought outright. I don't know the guy till now. The baba have collected all the documents to the property, to the house. One off. So what am I saying is there's a need for you to hit their emotions and let them know you are doing them a favor by telling them to buy into the future. Of course, pride is one of the things that make people buy. I want to own everything. How many plots do you have in that estate? 10 acres. How much do you call per plot? 5 million. Multiplied by 10 acres. May you meet such people in Jesus' name. There is a particular lady in my former office who she was to go out, and God told her to go to a certain place in Ikeja under bridge. And she got to the place under the bridge. And she met someone. That man owns a Baba Jebu machine. those red machine. And the lady pitched to the man. The man said, how much is the total plot in the estate? That is the man who owns the vending machine. Bought the entire estate. That man who owns the vending machine, bought the entire plot. The lady came, as in, you know, it's you can't explain it. Okay, because the lady is going home. You know, it's like you now carry tray. You have finished selling everything. One do tray only. There's nothing for anybody to sell in the office. This particular, I said, the company say all the sales closed. They sold out all. They bought it under Ikeja Bridge. That was why I started by letting you know that it is not by eloquence, it is by the grace of God. So, let's move. Okay, the next slide. Number 7, approach your prospects on their level. It's great when a salesperson brings their unique personality to their selling process, but bear in mind, you should also pay attention to your prospect personality and tailor your approach accordingly. So our personal attributes have an impact on how we like to be sold to and what information we prioritize. Here is a breakdown of the 4 personality types. Next slide, sir. Okay, we have 4 personality types. We have those who are assertive. They are interested in results and the bottom line. We have those who are amiable, interested in creative ideas and big picture visions. We have the expressive. They are interested in people and how ideas affect others. And we have the analytics. These are people who are interested in facts, figures, and data. So you must understand the prospect personality type. Which type of person am I dealing with? That's why there are some things that except you read, you can't understand though. Sincerely. It is not, sales has left the level of ewarale. You must understand the psychology behind selling, sir. Why is this person buying? Why are they talking to me this way? Why are they not buying from me? You must understand your prospects. You must understand how they think, what they are thinking when you are talking to them. You want to get confused, Abby? You refuse to be confused. So when you meet someone who is analytic, he may give you tough time if you are not detailed. You don't get it. Somebody will say, can you give me the return on investment in Lekki Ekpe Expressway in the last 5 years? What percentage? So it takes someone who is analytic also to be able to say, no, it's not less than 100%. People have reaped beyond double of what they have bought. That's more than 100%. People who bought in the last 5 years, who bought for 5 million about 5 years ago, how much are they selling now? 30 million. So that means you're talking about 600% in the last 5 years. So that's a kind of prospect. Some people would tell you, sir, you said you study economics, okay, and you are doing sales, okay. Can you give me a graphic representation of... May you never meet such prospects. Sincerely, I want... So there are some prospects that when you get there, they don't have Google on. The moment you sit down, to back bikini and see hotel, they don't see you clear. So you say you want to collect check. Yeah. So these are the 4 personalities. So you must get them. Anybody you are talking to falls into any of these 4. Remember, the assertive ones are those interested in results and the bottom line. They are interested in results. What have you done on the site? So how many people have bought? How many plots do you have as a company? So, okay, from the number of people that have bought, how many have started building? So these are things that the assertive ones would ask you. These are the Thomases. If they don't see house in the estate that they can touch, you have not started work. You get what I'm saying? So, and the amiable ones are those who are interested in creative ideas and the big picture vision. By the time we're done with the building of the estates, you see an elevator in the middle, like this, in one of the blocks. We have a 5-story building, and there is an elevator in the middle, and there is an exit at the back from the BQ side from the kitchen. There is a spiral stairs at the back. You know, as you are saying it, it's picturing it, and it's living in it. That I will open my door like this. I will enter. How much did you call it the other time? 70 million. Your check will be ready tomorrow. Those are the amiable people. They are interested in creative ideas. You must create the picture for them. Do you get it? So when they're asking questions that relate to that, you must know that this is where this man is coming from. He wants to buy the picture of what I'm selling. He doesn't just want to waste your time, but you must be able to tell me how would he look like. That's why when you meet some of such people, they are the ones that will say, this thing you are showing me, this 3D, is this how it will look like? They are the amiable people. They love creative. Create it for them. And by His grace, I'm gifted in that area. I can build you an estate. I just need to close my eyes. And by the time I finish, they will clap. And I'll collect my check. So you must, because maybe it's because I know that we are not duping people. I know we'll do it. So I can paint it for you what we have in mind. The way GTEX is going about with the vision statement for the year, then you can picture what the company wants to do in the year. So you should be able to paint it to those prospects and they buy into it. Okay, and the expressive ones are the ones who are interested in people and how the ideas affect others. I don't want you to really meet these expressive ones because they are the people who will say, I want to see your face tomorrow again. They're interested in people. They love to see you all the time. What's your name, sir? Emmanuel. Emmanuel, that's the name of my father. Each time I just see you, I remember him. So, what time will you be free again tomorrow? Do you understand? So, when you see anyone, they fall into any of this category. So, once you know which category your prospect fits into, play to their preferences and customize your messaging and presentation to nail what's most important to them. For the one who loves to analyze, don't draw picture for them. He won't understand it. You must answer his question on return on investment. So that's why most times, even Christ admonishes us not to go out alone. Always have a partner for evangelism. You say he sent them 2 by 2. So the ones you are weak in, your partner can help you answer. So the next time you are going how to prospect physically, then ensure you go into. Somebody could be a closer, the other one could be an opener. So even Yahoo, they don't work alone. Abi, they work as a group. Olu waiting at the top. Why do you have many Olu inside Yahoo business? Sorry. Oh my God. So, and the reason why they do that together is because what my maga is asking, you have similar experience. How did you handle such person? That's why they ask such questions. So when you work together as a team, when questions come, some of the feedbacks we are getting may be new to me, may not be new to him. So at that point, there are some times that when I go out in suits, when we just newly started, when they ask a question that I know that I need, this question can throw me off balance. I look at my partner's face. I say, calm down. So sir, you said that's how we start. You take them back. You said, why is saying you said is thinking of the answer? You know what I'm saying? So let's move to the next slide. I hope you got this personality types. Okay, now psychological tricks to selling. But we don't have time again. This is 3:25. Mr. Dominic, any more few minutes? Like how many minutes? More. 23%, 28%. 15 to ask questions. Thank you, sir. So I have to consider. Okay, sir. So I have to consider the both, especially this one. Okay. So the psychological tricks to selling. Mr. Olu, I'm not fit to pay you. You know, if you want to charge me, I know that you charge me in dollars. But okay, no, you just slide it. Yes, sir. Is it charging? Again. So sorry. All the January and February on go hand. So all the forehand was entirely psychological tricks to selling. Psychological tricks to selling. Our brains are wired to respond to certain situations in certain ways. Do you agree with that, ma? Okay. Now, when I say when I write L-O. L-O. What does it, how do you pronounce it, sir? L-O. L for lion, O for orange. How do you pronounce it? What's the L-O? L-O. Yes, sir. L-O. L-O. That's this L and this O. When they join together, what do you pronounce the word? Or how do you pronounce the word? Low. Low. No, just without adding anything. Just the L-O. Low. The pronunciation is low. Okay. Does anybody have something different? Yes. Okay, sir. Low. Hey. You understand? Low. Any other person different? Something different? Law. Thank you, sir. You know, that's what I'm saying. Law. So, when you see the same thing, the way our brain is wired is different. People read different meanings to it. The same word, but different people are seeing it from different angles. You know, when you blindfold a man and you ask him, let's say you blindfold 10 men, you put clothes to cover their faces and tell them to go and touch an elephant. So when they touch the elephant, let them come back. Give them a pen and a paper. Don't let them see the elephant. They just touched. Take them back into a room. Can you picture what I'm doing? Okay. Now take them back into a room. Give them a pen and a paper and tell them, write an essay about an elephant. When you read it, you see different things. Depending on the side each one of them touched. Okay? Do you get it? Somebody will touch the tusk. I will say an elephant is an hard animal. Somebody will touch the belly. I will say, elephant is so soft. Somebody will touch the tail that has hair. Say, elephant is eerie. Another person will go and touch the eyes. Say, elephant is cold. Every one of them they're all right. But it's a perception matter depending on where they touched. But it's the same elephant. So, our brains are wired to respond to certain situations in certain ways. And here are a few tricks into the mindset of your buyers, which can influence their buying decision. Let's move. Next slide. 1, the anchoring effects. This is the information the prospect receives first, which acts as an anchor against which they evaluate all further data. So this is also referred to as your opening speech or call. But not when they are about to buy. And they get there. What is sacrifice? They see sacrifice on sight. Baba, everybody raw. Everybody ran away. You now go and meet them again. Mr. Christopher, how was the experience at the last inspection? But don't get me wrong, such things happen on site. That's the truth. It happens. But that's why they need to buy from a company, because the company will take care of all of those mess. There's no site that things don't happen. It's at different levels. That's the truth. Today, God has used me to resolve a particular one. So it comes in different degrees. God will not just allow us to see the one more than us. So you can't take it away. But what I'm saying is this: the anchoring effect, first impression matters longer. Before you take your prospect to site, do a clarification with the company and be sure that the road is clear before you go. Don't go on a day that you know that MFM is doing program. If your site is on Lagos Ibadan Expressway, that first impression will linger on. You already heard on news that Lekki Ekpe Expressway, there is traffic jam, and that's the day you say you want to take them to Jasper, and they are spending 4 hours standstill. The prospect is saying, "Oga, let's just turn back. Let's just turn back. No, my mind release you. Don't worry." I remember one of my colleagues, we worked together at a time, and he has failed to paint the picture of where he was taking the prospect to. Some people will say a journey of 1 hour. They will say it's just a 20 minutes drive. So the prospect said, "Okay, let's go." And it's the prospect's car. So when they got to a place, it's 20 minutes. Are we not there? Just in front. You know that in Lagos, we will soon get there. It's the order of the day. It's better you say it's 1 hour when it's actually 30 minutes. You now say that, but if we get there, we're talking about first impression. A lot of people have lost deals to this, because some things that are actually true, as they've painted, is too sweet to look like a lie eventually, because you don't have control over the road. So when it was 20 minutes, the man said, "Excuse me, young man, I respect and I have so much regard for timing. I may not be able to go beyond this point." Okay, at that point, so young man, what options do you have? Do you have colleagues around here that I can drop you with? Or the man said, "Oga, don't do like that. Let's get to this side." He said, "I told you that I'm going to Benin. You want to follow me to Benin?" This man said, this my colleague said, he was begging the prospect to, he said he dropped him by mercy in Shagam after much begging. And he doesn't have any money in his pocket to transport himself back. First impression led to that. He has lied about the distance. So, and eventually the man got angry and had to be on his way. Just get out of here. Don't lie about it. First impression. It's Mowe. Without traffic, we should be there in 50 minutes time. But we don't have control over traffic. When we get there, it depends on how much time we spend in traffic. That will determine when we get there. But without traffic, it's 50 minutes. We're going to Jasper Estate. We're going to a burial. It's X amount of time, but let's calculate traffic, which I don't have control over. Let them know and prepare their mind that, Oga, you know what? This is what I'm going, anytime I get back, I'm fine. Number 2, 16%. The decoy defect. Thank you, sir. The decoy defect. The decoy defect. In this psychological trick, presenting a third option can sometimes help people choose between two possibilities. You can see the diagram, the decoy price. You can see the amount. This is case study 1, and this is case study 2. Turn 30, 50. From turn, it equals to 30. From 30, it equals to 50. In this case, from turn, it increased to 30. There is a difference between these, if you look at it well. Now, at this point, people were complaining that why is this product moving from one amount to another? Because why? It's of the same size, and there is a shift. But in this case study 2, it moved from $10 to $30, but there is an increase. It moved from 30 to 50, there's a bigger increase. These are the core effects. That is ability to be able to switch from low to high with some reasonable changes. You are saying, come and buy this estate for 10 million when it was not cleared. When it goes to 15 million, there must be fence and gatehouse. That's the core effect. It's a trick used in marketing. So, let me stop there today, so I can take some of your questions, and so that you can give me time to stand before you again, so I don't finish all my time today. Any question? Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You can sit down, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. One-on-one. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
How do you handle the fact that you go to places?
Yes, sir.
Because there are a lot of prescriptions and how do you handle the fact that I'm managing talking to them,
yes, sir.
attending to their
questions. Okay, sir. Now, thank you for that question. Don't forget that I mentioned the fact that it's important for us to actually consider a partner or partners that align with where we are going. The first thing is, if you resort to one-on-one, look for people going your journey. The truth is this: no matter how serious you look, there is somebody that is more serious than you. No matter how playful you are, there are people who are more playful than you. So that's why Yoruba concluded by saying, Iru eye, leye water, meaning that birds of the same feather flocks together. When I see that you are driven by what drives me, you'll be my friend. You don't need to apply. There is a force of attraction that brings us together. So there is a need, sir, to identify people who have the same kind of drive we have. Bring them as friends. Let's eat the street together. Let's go for meetings together. Attend trainings together. Read books and challenge yourself together. There are Magege challenge on Facebook, on Instagram. Is it on Facebook? On Facebook, Instagram. There are we grow for Bariga challenge. We grow for Shomolu challenge. We grow for we God help challenge. Why can't we do we read book together challenge? Challenge your minds. Each time I see the children of my father in the faith talking, I'm talking about Bishop David Oyedepo. When I see the children talking, I tell my wife that I'm not surprised because one of them told me, the first one told me, he said, every Sunday by 6 p.m. there's a book review in their house going up. Every Sunday. Apart from the fact that they are going to school, there's a book the family is reading that they will all talk about on Sunday from 6 p.m. Till what time? Nobody knows. So no wonder they talk with so much confidence, determination. And there was a day by privilege I hosted the firstborn in my office, and he went to my library and he said, he looked around and he said, I like this, I like this, I like this, I like this. My library, at least in the office, is not worth less than about 5 million books, quality books. He looked around, he said, I read all the books except the Harvard Review that just came out. It shocked me. I was challenged. He said, I read all except these ones. So that is the kind of family I want. Not the one that will envy me for wearing, you understand? So you may not. So when I see you, sir, that we look like where we are going, because the bad thing is this: if you go and make friends with somebody who is not going your destination, when they call where you are going, you won't know. You'll be engrossed in discussion. E.g., somebody is flying to Benin, you are flying to Abuja, and you are seated in MMA together, gisting, and they call for boarding to Benin, and you are still gisting. He's the one going to Benin. He gist away his life. You continue talking. When they call Abuja, and me I pick, I hear, I say, alright, so we'll go to see later. He says, they are supposed to have called Benin now. They have called, the plane going to Benin has landed. You are saying what you say, so you leave me here. I'm gone. Not that I'm going. Gone. So, sir, identify people going your way and make friends with them, so you can hit the ground running. It's a fresh year. But however, on the place of digital marketing, I will still suggest that you substitute it, or you do it side by side with the one-on-one. Because the reason why I'm advocating digital marketing now is because of the fact that we're avoiding physical contact lately. If you don't want to avoid it, people are avoiding it. They want to, at least as much as they can, avoid people coming to their offices. So that's why we need to begin to look at how we can manage what is available for digital marketing, while we do one-on-one. But the truth is this: there are some people that no matter how much you go digital, they will never see what you are selling. All this one that we're talking, there are some people that, the people who have real money, some of the people who have money to buy your good of the company, some of them are not on LinkedIn. They are not on Twitter. They are not. That's the truth. All this one that we have an account, is God bless me to a point where I won't have account again. Any social media account. You don't have time. Their concept is anytime. The person that they are watching does not watch others. So, but at least before we get there, let me be watching other people too. So I will know who is going my way. We can be friends. At least. So have I answered the question, sir? So in the meantime, just look for someone going your way and go together with them while you are augmenting your efforts with digital marketing. You can't afford it. You can actually afford it. It's not as expensive. As a company, some few weeks ago, we still did something of 10,700. 10,700 for that particular banner. And it captured about 16,000 people for 10,700. So, and the company handling it will take a service charge of 10,000 naira. making 20,700. So another banner, same thing. 10,000 is the budget plus 10,000 service charge. But if you master it and you can do it yourself, it means that with only 10,000 you can capture. So it means with 5,000 you can do about 8,000 people, which is cheaper. So it's not that expensive. You just need the right people to help you with it. So go ahead with your question. Okay.
So based on what you said today, am I to self-move the very first day I go to like the office or something? Or will I probably friendship them?
Okay. Okay, now, for the fact that it's more of an official visit, you have to face what took you there. But don't be too strict about it in terms of, yes, you may have a short time, but for me, I could ask for a meeting outside the office if possible. Maybe like, if it's someone who hangs out, if you can meet outside the place, it's more relaxing there. They are not pressed for time. Nobody's calling their intercom. Nobody's hurrying them up that you have another visitor since you are going to sell. And sometimes selling may take a while to get that deal closed. So I like to always move meetings outside the office. I could catch you up at a hangout or in your house rather than a formal setting. You don't have so much time. For instance, if you come to my office, from the reception, they might have told you that, excuse me, sir, you don't have more than 5 minutes with him. So please keep it straight and simple. So, okay, what can you do in 5 minutes actually? So if you have an opportunity, so you can share, sir. You can go ahead and share, sir. You can go ahead and share. You can hand. Yes, I finished, sir. And share. Yes, sir. So do you get what I'm saying? So it's actually like that you just have to adventure, see if it's possible. But if the person insists the office, don't go alone, go with someone. So, and what you can do within 5 minutes, or the number, if he has all the time for you, praise God. So when you get there, start with a conversation that has to do with, so post-COVID, how are you coping with the situation of this country? I don't know if you get me. There are a lot of topics to talk about. Post-COVID, so how is life? How has it been for you? Like, everywhere looks so tensed up, so this, so that. They say, my sister, what's we go do? You know, you understand? So like, I can enter your office and start with the conversation of nose mask.